When you consider stabilizers for your bow, there's really three things you're considering. One is the mass weight. Two is the balance, the overall front to back balance that you have. And then the last part is a shock absorbing or a dampening effect that pulls the shock out of the bow. And that makes your bow actually a pleasure to shoot. When it's soft and smooth, it doesn't wear you out during a day's long day competition. So when we designed Jurassic stabilizers, the goal was to come up with the perfect combination of flex to make it so it was the ultimate shock absorber for the bow. And then the other key elements, one of the things we're doing that nobody else is really doing is the internal weight system. The internal weight system, we have weights that are designed to go on the inside of the stabilizer. And they sit in here and they're held in by this set screw. And that's tailored to whatever combination you want. They're in 1 ounce increments. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 ounce weight. That all goes on the inside, and that makes it so you don't have to have much on the outside. On my side rods, I have none at all. I just have a rubber cap weight there to protect the end, and that's it. All of my weight is on the inside. There's a couple of different benefits of that. The first one is when you get outside in the wind, it makes a nice, slim, sleek stabilizer that doesn't have a big gob of mass out there on the end that's like a kite getting caught in the wind and dragging you around. So that's one key feature. But the other feature that's kind of cool is that by introducing this steel weight inside of this tube, it's right up against the tube. It's touching it all the way. And so what that does is the harmonic that comes off this steel is different than the harmonic that's created by the carbon fiber tube. And so when those two harmonics hit each other, they dampen each other out. If you introduce nothing to that tube is allowed to have a harmonic that continues until it dies on its own. But by introducing anything to it, and it could be rubber, it could be silicone, it could be Teflon, any other material that you introduce to a tube will vibrate at a different frequency and cause it to dampen out. So we haven't been required to have any fancy dampeners. We don't have any fancy rubber pieces or anything, and yet this stabilizer has a very dead feel to it. One of the things that we've done as well, and it was 2 years in the development to develop this, and we tried every wall thickness and every diameter of tube that was out there. What we see in the market today is remarkably stiff tubes. Everybody's getting stiffer and stiffer, and a tube that's really stiff doesn't act as a very good shock absorber for you. It does all the other functions. It provides a balance and provides a mass, but it doesn't absorb the vibration very well. So the reason why we have 3 different tubes is by the 3 different uses you might have. Our stiffest tube is a parallel fiber tube, and the stiffest tube is used when you have a lot of mass weight on the end or a high poundage bow that has a lot of shock. The fiber is all solid parallel fiber, and that's the stiffest layup you can get when it comes to carbon fiber. There is different modulus carbon that makes it stiffer as well. By our diameter and our wall thickness, we weren't required to use a special high modulus, which is just more money to you. Our middle and most versatile tube is a carbon weave. So it's parallel fiber in the center wrapped with a carbon fiber cloth wrap. That combination provided a mid-range flexibility and a mid-range shock absorbent effect. And that's probably the widest span and the most versatile. Then the softest is a glass wrap. Instead of being carbon wrapped, it's wrapped with a fiberglass material. That fiberglass makes it just a skosh softer again, and I use that on the recurve bow and in applications where you don't have a lot of mass on them. You won't see other people offering that. They typically make one tube fits all. We go through the extra effort and the extra expense because we find value in tailoring it to you. For kids and ladies, we've got an even nicer, lighter one. This one's a smaller diameter tube that's even more thin-walled than the larger tube, and this one is designed to be light but still have flex in it enough to where it'll absorb the vibration of the bow. Cheers.